Good afternoon. It is day 8 of our social distance without my going in public to go anywhere. And yesterday I finished my first week of working from home. And I realized this afternoon this is the first time since this crisis began that I have sat down and been still. The more I thought about that, I remembered back to an earlier time when I had to stay still, and I realized there's a lesson in that for me today that I thought might help someone else. 23 years ago, I spent a month on bed rest in Barnes Hospital in St. Louis. My family lived in Evansville, and I essentially was in my hospital bed. The only people I saw were the people who came into the room to take care of me. A housekeeper came in every morning and she prayed with me, and she said, "Give praise to the Lord," and she has no idea how she transformed that experience for me. I got to talk to my husband and my family on the phone. I got to talk to my baby daughter, who was 21 months old when I went in. And I saw my family on weekends, but during the week I was alone in that bed. And I realized today that there are people right now who probably feel like I did, that they feel alone. And I just want to encourage you that you are never alone. God is always with us, even in these dark times. And I realized that I had started to make the same mistake with this crisis that I did early on in the hospital at Barnes. And that is that I was going to kick and push and shove and make things right and handle it all by my own power. When I went into the hospital at Barnes, I had a laptop that I hid in a cabinet by my bed, and I would disconnect my hospital phone and connect so that I could continue doing some consulting work. This was in the days of dial-up internet, America Online, and I had to dial in to get to my internet and to get to that connection. In the first few days, I was like, okay, here I am. I'm ready to go. This will not beat me. I don't believe in the no-win scenario, and I have a tendency to push and push and push and never give up, and that's what I was doing. Over the course of the 4 weeks that I was in Barnes, as I got sicker, I grew less attached to the things of this world and spent more time in prayer and with the baby boy that I was carrying as we worked to delay his delivery so that he would not be premature. Many times in that month, it was an hour-to-hour existence that the doctor would come in. I was having contractions and didn't know it. I was having treatments to save his life that made me very sick, that gave him a rapid heart rate. And I can't tell you the number of times the doctor came in and said, "Okay, Mary, I'm going to take a nap for 2 or 3 hours, and let's just focus on seeing if you can hold on for 2 to 3 more hours so I can get some rest, and then if we need to deliver the baby, we will." That went on for 4 weeks, every single day, every single night. Our son was born only 4 weeks early, and we got the miracle. The miracle seemed to be that he survived, I survived, but the real miracle was my conversion of heart. And that month was a horrible month, but it was also my mountaintop with the Lord. And I realized now that ever since this crisis hit, I have spent time trying to control my environment. 2 weekends ago, we repainted our living room. We repainted the hallway because, we've got time at home. We're going to make the most of it. Last weekend, we were getting my home office set up, and I was working on making sure we had enough supplies to hunker down and shelter in place. This week, I've been busy trying to help other people, trying to make things work and be all things to all people. And there are people out there that are called to do that. And I realize that I'm being called right now, today, to sit in the silence, to be still and know that I am God. If you're called to work and to be in the front lines, thanks be to God for you. I am praying for you. Others are praying for you. If there's something you need, please let us know and we'll do what we can to help. If you're called to be home in the silence, there is a spiritual gift in that as well. And it made me think today of the story of Elijah in 1 Kings 19, that he had just stood up to King Ahab and Queen Jezebel. He ran for his life, and he had been in a struggle for so long. He collapsed under a tree and he said, God, I'm worn out, just kill me. And there are times I think that we're all going to identify with that right now, that we get so worn out and we think, I can't go on any further. And God told him to go to sleep, take a nap. And an angel woke him up and fed him, and he was told to go to a mountain so that he could hear the Lord. And first, there was a loud wind, and Elijah could not find God in the wind. Then there was an earthquake, and Elijah could not find God in the earthquake. Then I think there was a fire, and he couldn't find him in that either. And then there was silence. And I've heard silence today. It's the first time I've sat still. And I realized that it's been 23 years since I really sat this still. And God is again saying, be still. Know that I am God. And I will pray. I will support. But this is an opportunity for me and for others who cannot go out, who maybe feel isolated, to know that there is a God, that God loves us, that we have the mercy of Jesus, and we are never alone, no matter where you are. I saw last night a dear friend of mine who was going into the hospital for an emergency operation, and she posted, I'm home, I'm here alone in the hospital. And my words to her and to everyone is, wherever you are, we are not alone. I am praying for you. Others are praying for you. We will get through this together. And for now, I'm just going to think of that prayer and think of the verse, be still and know that I am God. May the Lord's peace be with you. Use your head, keep your faith, and do the best that you can. Take care.